Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. If you are interested in building a longevity business, let me help you out. I'll be glad to come on down to wherever you are and do talk for you, presentation for you, help sign people up, and they can tell you all about it. At the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. For a one-time $10 fee, you can start yourself a longevity business and make some money selling longevity products, and also help spread the word about the power and the importance of a good nutritional supplement program. Okay, so we're breaking up the body into its major components: connective tissue, muscle tissue, epithelia, which is a fancy way of saying the surface tissue, and then the nervous system, nervous tissue. I gave the kind of rough approximation of the body in terms of food, jello and stuff inside the jello, and then coating on top of the jello. The jello is the muscle and the connective tissue matrix. It's electrical. This is so important. This electrical matrix conducts energy, electrical energy. It carries electrical energy. And when we get sick, when toxicity builds up in the body, little pieces of poison, literally little pieces of poison, start to fill up in this matrix, in this jello area, and it blocks electrical energy. That means that the more degraded this jello and muscle tissue matrix is, the more poison this jello and muscle tissue matrix is, the less electrical energy is going to be generated. And the less electrical energy, the less life force. Essentially, the less life. Life force, electricity, energy, this all represents life. And that means less life, more death, more breakdown. And not only more death and breakdown at the matrix level, but at the local cell level. This electrical phenomena at the cell level is so important. And it's why you want to be focusing on the digestive system, because this is where the dirt gets into the jello to block the electrical charge through the digestive system. This is why we feel better when we stop eating. This is why fasting is so important. That is, if you have a degenerative crisis or some kind of autoimmune disease, if you stop eating, that is, you fast. I'm not saying stop eating forever, but if you fast, take days off from food or restrict your calories, less dirt is going to enter into the jello matrix and more electrical energy will be generated. Movement is also important. Exercise, moving the body, taking walks. All of these are ways of moving the matrix and improving the generation of electrical energy. Fluid movement is also important. This jello matrix conducts fluid. There's a circulatory system in this jello matrix, this connective tissue muscle matrix, and fluid movement itself generates an electrical current. As we eat crappy food and poisons get deposited in the connective tissue muscle tissue matrix in the jello, the circulatory system that's running through this jello gets clogged too. And then little poison pieces that are in this circulatory system that's running through the jello can deposit in the jello. And this is what we call, this can create pain and discomfort that we call fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia, folks, is nothing more than muscle pain caused by poisons that are being deposited in the jello. Poisons that are being deposited in the connective tissue muscle matrix. Fibromyalgia means muscle pain. And muscle pain is caused oftentimes by food particles and toxicity that is entering into the bloodstream through the digestive system that ends up getting deposited in the muscle. Estrogen can also be involved. That is estrogen that's not processed correctly. Estrogen is a major clog-inducing hormone, and it's only supposed to be secreted in very, very, very tiny amounts. If estrogen is not processed correctly, because we got problems with the gallbladder, problems with the liver, problems with the intestine, these are all the systems, the digestive system and the liver are the systems that process estrogen. If estrogen is not being processed correctly, toxic metabolites of estrogen will get deposited in the muscle and connective tissue matrix. This is why women primarily are the victims of fibromyalgia. This is why women are primarily the victims of autoimmune disease as well. Because of estrogen that's not being processed correctly, that is. On the other hand, relaxation, deep breathing, caloric restriction, laying off problem foods, fasting, and supplementing strategically with the Mighty 90, especially essential fatty acids, especially fatty vitamins and probiotics and digestive enzymes, all of these can help balance out estrogen. It can help improve estrogen processing, can help eliminate toxicity that dumps into the jello, the connective tissue muscle tissue matrix. All of these are ways to improve the health of the matrix, the muscle tissue, connective tissue matrix, reduce the pain associated with fibromyalgia, and on top of all of that, reduce all the problems that can be associated with poor estrogen processing. Remember, all disease is cell disease, and the reduction in electrical energy that's generated as connective tissue and muscle tissue break down ultimately is going to mean less electrical energy that's getting into the cells that make up the jello. The cells are making up the jello. The cells are making up the bread in our raisin bread analogy. Muscle cells, connective tissue cells depend on electrical energy that's being generated from the jello or from the bread or from the matrix, whatever you want to call it. And that, of course, means sicker and weaker muscle cells, sicker and weaker connective tissue cells. And because the bread or the jello or the matrix is manufactured in the cells, once the cells become weakened, the muscle and the connective tissue are further weakened, and you get this downward vicious spiral. And this is how the aging process kicks in. And, folks, there is not one single prescription drug that can help you. I'm a pharmacist. I've been studying this stuff for 30 years. I've been studying prescription medicine for 30 years. I'm telling you, there's not a single drug, there's not a single doctor therapy, there's not a single device or surgery that can help you once this connective tissue, muscle tissue matrix starts to break down. The doctor is helpless and useless, and the medical model is impotent at this level. The doctor and the medical model can do absolutely nothing for the aging process that is occurring at this connective tissue, muscle tissue, jello, raisin bread, or raisin bread matrix, if you will. This is aging. This is what we call the aging process. When you look at an elderly person, the shriveling up, the contracting that is so apparent as the aging process proceeds and kicks in is really the manifestation, the visible appearance of the jello breaking down. The connective tissue, muscle tissue matrix breaking down. The bread breaking down. Same with wrinkles. Same with skin aging. This is why skincare products don't work, really, with some exceptions. This is why so many people are disappointed with their skincare products. You know, they'll tell you, even if you read the articles, the journal articles and the scientific studies that purport to promote particular skincare ingredients, they'll tell you, this particular ingredient will increase thickness of the skin by 20%, reduce wrinkles by 10%, improve the visible signs of aging by 15%. What the heck does that mean? 15%, 10%, 20%. That means nothing. The only ingredients that are going to work for helping your skin stay beautiful and healthy and young are ingredients that address the meat, the jello, the bread, the connective tissue, muscle tissue matrix, and it's the same with bone health. It's the same with the health of the organs. It's the same with general signs of all of the general signs of aging. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Brightside. 855-660-4261 is our number. We'll be back right after this.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right. General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Take delivery in spring. 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
We live in a complicated society. Stressful issues are always popping up. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? Have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever signed a contract or a document? Worried about identity theft? How many times have you been in those unique situations where you just wanted to call an attorney to find out if you're right or wrong, or what your legal rights are? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what do you think about first? That's right. Who do you call, and how much will it cost? Our friends at Legal Shield have found a solution. With a nationwide network of 6,900 attorneys who average over 19 years of experience, Legal Shield's law firms take over 40,000 calls per week helping their members. For less than $20 per month, you can have access to Legal Shield on everything from the trivial to the traumatic. Let Legal Shield stand up for your rights at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com. Or call 855-340-SAVE, 855-340-7283.
We travel so much, and having a fake TV, well, it gives added peace of mind.
Burglars look for houses that appear to be easy targets. But fake TV can fool even professional burglars into thinking someone is home watching television.
As a recent widow living alone, it gives me great peace of mind to set my fake TV near a window and know that passing motorists and pedestrians will think someone is home watching TV when I'm actually away from home.
Fake TV easily plugs into any outlet, just like a light on a timer.
And they're so easy to use. You just plug them in and they're ready to go. Plus, they're so affordable that we have one upstairs and downstairs.
Fake TV is only $29.95 with free shipping. Order your fake TV by calling 877-5FAKE-TV or go to faketv.com. That's 877-532-5388 or faketv.com. Fake TV, the burglar deterrent.
Great news, pure water lovers. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has a special discount offer for all GCN listeners. You can't do better than a Big Berkey for economy. For only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. There's none better than a Big Berkey for emergency preparedness as a backup water source. And you just can't beat a Big Berkey to remove dangerous chlorine, all types of fluoride, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, parasites, and unhealthy byproducts from municipal water. Berkey water filter systems are even powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. For the gold standard in water filters, get a Big Berkey at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And all GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. For details, call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Now you can get the same survival food U.S. Special Forces use on their toughest field missions. High-protein, high-energy, freeze-dried foods known as long-range patrol rations or LRPs. Soldiers love LRP rations. They're lightweight and easy to carry. Easy to prepare by just adding water. Easy to enjoy because they taste great. Civilians love LRPs as a solution for emergency preparedness and recreational activities with limited storage space, such as hiking, climbing, sailing, or RV travel. Veteran-owned Freeze Dry Guy is your exclusive source for this 2013 U.S. military overrun. Long on nutrition, these delicious entrees have a long shelf life, lasting decades. But this rare opportunity, this limited supply, will not last long. You have to act now. Call 866-404-3663, 866-404-FOOD, or log on now to freezedryguy.com, freezedryguy.com.
The nation's largest independently owned and operated talk radio network. The Genesis Communications Network. GCN.
All right, we are back on the Brightside. 855-660-4261 is our number. If you're on hold, hang tight. We do have a couple lines open for you, and we'll take your phone calls here in just a minute. I want to just finish up talking about this whole idea of the connective tissue and the muscle tissue. This is where aging and disease and breakdown largely occur. Yeah, there's stuff that can happen to the nervous system. Yeah, there's stuff that can happen to the epithelia, the surface, and it is all really integrated very, very tightly. So we're kind of making a conceptual distinction here that doesn't necessarily exist practically or in real life. But as far as focusing on disease goes, if we want to target the disease process, we want to work on the connective tissue, muscle tissue matrix. There's so many reasons for this. First of all, there's the whole electrical nature of the body. The tissues and the cells all depend on electricity for health. This is the most fundamental aspect of health. Even chemistry and nutrition only work as far as they help improve electrical conductivity. As important as oxygenation is, as important as nutrition is, the mighty 90, protein, fats are all important. Detoxification is important. All of these factors achieve their health significance via electricity. We always say all disease is cell disease, but what we really mean is all disease is cell electrical disease. All disease involves electrical conductivity in a cell, which is in essence a little battery. All disease, autoimmune, heart, digestive, is really a function of a breakdown in the generation of electricity in the little microscopic living battery, living conscious battery called the cell. Raisins and bread,